podcast and on our YouTube channel. Jadi ini adalah podcast kita yang pertama ya. Dan kenapa kita buat program podcast ini? Kenapa? Karena podcast ini merupakan podcast sekolah yang bertujuan untuk memotivasi para orang tua, ya, para orang tua murid kita, dan juga to build a positive home life during this pandemic. Dan tentunya saya, Marta, akan menjadi host Anda hari ini. Dan saya tidak sendiri hari ini ya. Jadi saya hari ini ditemani oleh seorang yang ada di sebelah saya. Coming up, we have Michael with us today. Hi Michael. So, can you introduce yourself?
Sure, yeah, my name is Michael. I've been at RSI in Palembang a little over 5 years now. I have 2 boys. They also go to our school. I've been serving in leadership recently with RSI here. Just really enjoying my time.
So what grade are you teaching?
I'm not really teaching much this time. I'm more in kind of an administrative role.
Oh, okay. So Michael is our school director in RSI, and he is here with his family. So 5 years you've been spending your time in Palembang. So what do you think about Palembang?
I love it. I love the people in Palembang. I think they're very friendly, and I especially love the food here as well.
So what kind of food is become your favorite one when you come to Palembang?
Oh goodness, that's hard. I especially love nasi padang.
Nasi padang. Ayo semua suka nasi padang, angkat jempolnya.
I love pagi sore. I love
pagi sore, yeah.
Of course, pempek I love. It took me 2 years to try and enjoy durian, but now that's one of my favorite fruits.
Wow, that's so great to hear. So all of your kids love Palembang food.
They love pagi sore and nasi padang.
Yeah, okay. So sama seperti kita ya teman-teman semua viewers. Jadi hari ini today we want to discuss. Hari ini kita akan berdiskusi dan ngobrol seputar topik yang sangat menarik, a very interesting topic, which is about how to keep our children active during this situation with their home learning. So can you share some of your idea, Michael, how to keep our children active with their home learning?
Right. So one of the key factors in keeping home learning successful for the children is a lot of structure. Structure in their schedules so that children know exactly what time they have to do things like Zoom classes and so on. But also we have to put into that schedule active play time. So in school we have break time and lunch time where the kids run outside and play. And when I mean play, they come out of that time, they're all sweaty.
Yeah.
And they're supposed to be, because they should be releasing energy. And so that's something we gotta do, even in home learning time. Expending energy, the children have to, or else it's hard for them to focus sometimes. They have to release that energy so that they can be emotionally more stable and mentally focused.
Oh, yeah, that's right, absolutely right. And so, do RSI also doing the home learning program this time?
Yes, so we are doing full home learning. We follow American curriculum. It's all immersion, so immersion meaning that we speak all in English from kindy through primary. And continuing on middle school, high school, we use a British curriculum. Now, this curriculum is very, very challenging for a lot of our Indonesian students. It's very challenging. So we have a lot of goals set. And so because we have a lot of goals, it's so important to have children emotionally healthy and stable. So that's why I also say you have to keep them active so that they can focus. You have to keep them active so that they let out their energy, and then they're emotionally more stable as well. And so those things are all tied together, and you have to make sure as parents that we are doing all that we can to keep our children active.
Yeah, so when we are talking about parents, of course, in this situation, like most of the parents are facing new challenges this year. So it's not only regarding about the situations, but also the way how they deal with those kinds of situations. What do you think? Like, can you give some tips for the parents who really struggles or find really difficulties in these challenging situations?
Sure, yeah. One of our teachers has 2 young boys just like me, and I know her husband wakes up extra early and they exercise at 5 in the morning because he works all day. We all have to be creative. It takes more time as parents and more energy, but that's what we have to do. Even for me, I come home, I play with my boys for about 3-4 hours until it's about 8 o'clock, and then we get ready for bed and so on. By 8:15, 8:30, they're asleep. 9 o'clock, I go back to work. I had to change my whole lifestyle so that I am making sure my children are getting the exercise and the mental and social health that they need. And then afterwards, I can do my work continually as well.
Okay, so what do you think about some parents who are really still active in working and this time, so they don't really have much time to spend with their kids like that, and then sometimes they are really in great tiredness, and
Sure.
They do also need to something they just don't want to do things and just want to stop everything, and this kind of situation. Do you have any suggestion or tips regarding to this kind of situations?
Yeah, I don't have an answer for every parent, because every parent is in a different situation. But the key thing is that you have to spend good quality time with your children every single day. As hard as that is, you have to, whether it's before school or after school or something, we have to change. Parents are the ones who can change their schedules. So let's change our schedules, because children, they have to sleep. They can't change their schedules as much. So we as parents have to change our schedules as much as we can. And when we do have time with them, we have to connect. That is such an important thing. We have to connect because children are not in school, so they cannot face-to-face connect with their friends or their teachers. So they need more connection. And, doing it on Marco Polo or some of these other apps, it's not the same as face-to-face. They can have face-to-face time with their parents too. And so every day we as parents have to connect with our children, communicate deeply, let them talk and talk and talk. That is so important for this time because children are starving for connection.
So build strong connection between the parents and also the children. Okay, so build strong connection between the parents and also the children. Okay, so that's all for our discussion today. Is there anything that you want to add more, Michael, before we end our podcast today?
Yeah, I think I've talked about connection and so on. What's amazing is I know a school leader who, his school, his children, his students, they raise their scores. And when people ask, how did you raise your scores with all your school? He said, I made sure that the children love God and love each other. And when they do that, they're connected. And when they're connected, they're emotionally well. And they have the ability now, if they're emotionally well, to study longer, to focus. They're not as empty, so they don't need gadgets. They can do better work when they are connected. And I want parents to understand that word very, very well. Let's connect.
Okay, so you mean need more time to spend with them, to build a connect them, to give them just a gadget to replace the things that maybe the parents cannot replace it, so just give it. It's not a wise way, you mean?
Yeah, put those gadgets away. Absolutely. When you want to connect with a child, put those gadgets away.
Okay, so thank you so much, Michael, for sharing with us today. Jadi viewers semua, itu beberapa diskusi ya, beberapa info dan boleh juga diambil apa yang mungkin bermanfaat dan juga berguna ya, boleh kita aplikasikan di dalam hidup kita juga, bahwa jangan lupa kita harus tetap bangun relasi dengan anak. Ya, semakin kita dekat dengan anak, semakin kita mengerti dia, kita bisa sentuh hatinya, kita bisa buat dia menjadi berperilaku yang lebih baik dan juga tentunya tetap aktif di masa pandemi seperti saat ini. Terima kasih dan sampai jumpa di podcast